Oh yeah, tomorrow we're gonna wake up bright and early, eat a good breakfast because we're headed for an entire day from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Xcaret Park to see the daytime, to swim in all of their underwater rivers, and also to do their nighttime show that they have. So it's gonna be a great time. We'll see you in the morning. Email me today for your free, no obligation vacation quote.
We started off our fourth day in Playa del Carmen with a trip to Xcaret's Ecological Park. This is kind of like the Disney World of Mexico, and it includes all sorts of cultural exhibits as well as all kinds of adventurous things to do. They've got an underground river, a snorkeling cove, and they even have a jungle boat cruise. As soon as we arrived at Xcaret, we strapped on our life vest and decided to tackle the various underground rivers. There's an underground river here for every expertise level, whether you can swim really well or you're not a swimmer at all. And if you're wondering about the temperatures of the water, there's really no worries. We visited in the middle of December, and the water temperatures were perfect for our liking.
I will tell you, ladies, that if you don't like the way the ground feels underwater, then you probably want to invest in some water shoes. I took mine, and that definitely helped during our trek through the underwater rivers and caves. Plenty of things that kept you occupied during your river trek. I will say that it was a lot longer of a journey than I thought that it was going to be. Our trek took us about 30 minutes to get through, but as you can see, there were beautiful stops along the way. There were pit stops along the way. In fact, if you wanted to get out and you couldn't feel like you could do the entire journey, it was beautiful scenery throughout. It felt like you were just completely immersed in the jungle. There were trees and vines and even little tiny fish that were under the water. One of our favorite spots was about midway through our swim throughout the river, and we were underneath the chapel with the stained glass. It was an absolutely beautiful adventure that we loved.
If you're into aquatic life, then Xcaret is the place for you. I've never seen so many sea turtles in one place. If you want to get up close and personal, there's actually a shark encounter. You can swim with sharks. And there's even a dolphin encounter. You can swim with the dolphins, ride on their backs, watch them do all kinds of awesome tricks. And there's just all kinds of awesome sea life experiences that you can enjoy at Xcaret. If you would like to take advantage of swimming with the dolphins or the sharks, there is a small additional fee.
One of my most favorite things that we did the entire day was snorkeling. As you can see, this place is gorgeous. They do provide goggles and snorkel equipment there, and so we were able to take advantage of that and see all of the beautiful fish. Now, I'm not a big snorkeler usually, but Shane and I had an absolute blast. We got to see all different types of fish that we had never seen before. Even though we live on the Gulf Coast, we never get to see these beautiful fish like that are found in the Caribbean. It was absolutely breathtaking, the sights that we were able to see. I will say that the floor is a little rough, so be sure you bring those trusty underwater shoes and you'll thank me later. Another great thing that this park does is they provide new mouthpieces for every single person. So it's like you get your very own free little souvenir.
After our underground river journey and our snorkeling adventure, we had worked up quite an appetite for lunch. We decided to hit up the La Cocina Restaurant right next to the equestrian stadium. If you go for lunch at the correct time, you can actually watch a horse show while you eat, which is pretty interesting. La Cocina offers a variety of traditional Mexican dishes. You can make tacos out of lamb, beef, pork, or chicken. They even have traditional ceviche. You can actually make your very own street corn, which was one of my favorite things there on the buffet. Just take a mixture of corn, cheese, mayonnaise, and spices to make a really yummy treat. As you can see, there's something here for everyone's taste. Our package included one buffet per person, which made for a great value.
After lunch, we headed down to take a cruise on the Riverboat. This was a really relaxing time. About 12 or 15 people could sit on this riverboat, And the way that you get on is pretty different as well. They have to disperse the weight because it will tip over. Along the way, we saw all kind of neat little animals, including some beautiful grand macaw birds. They were absolutely gorgeous, as well as other little critters that were running through. This pretty much took you throughout the park, so you got to see different areas that maybe you didn't see while you were actually swimming in the river. This was a really great way to kind of relax after eating such a delicious meal, and it kind of just gave us a second to chill and decide what we were going to do next. We had been at the park pretty much all day long, so we were pretty tired, and we decided to hop on the next bus back to our resort. But at nighttime, they do have an incredible show, apparently, that everyone loves to go to, but we were just too tired to stay there for the rest of the day. But as you can see, the show looks very entertaining, and there's plenty to do at night in this park as well.
Hola, ¿cómo está?
We've spent all day at Xcaret Eco Park and we had a blast.
It was fun.
We're about to head to lunch. We are
Not
going...
lunch, dinner.
Oh no, we've already had lunch. We're heading to dinner now over across the street at the Panama Jack Hotel because those restaurants are also included with the Royal.
Actually, the Grand Porto is what it is.
The Grand Porto.
Yep.
So actually I thought this was really cool and I wanted to show you. Right there behind our hotel is a Circle K where you can get a diet soda or a Coca-Cola
In a bottle.
for 33 cents.
In a glass bottle.
Yeah, in a glass bottle, which is pretty cool. We have to get Diet Coke in a glass bottle when we come to Mexico. You can get it right there
And we're
for
frequenting
33
it.
cents. They got a scuba diving school here also, and at night,
It's all pretty.
they light the pool up real nice and pretty. The resort also looks really stunning at night with all the lights turned on. And you see the blue sky there with all the clouds rolling in. It just looks really beautiful. So when we first got here, there really were no decorations for Christmas at all. And in fact, they just put this one out today.
The baby's
We've
not
got
there yet, though.
a manger scene minus Jesus. He's
They're waiting on him, I guess.
I guess Mary's still pregnant. Let's see. No, she's done had him, but he disappeared.
He's just not
Okay.
there yet. Maybe it's just traditional, something they do here.
Anyhow, pretty nice to see the decorations finally going up here on December 7th.
So we finally made it to this restaurant, and it was called and they're under construction, so it took us a long time to find it, but we finally got it.
Been wanting to try a Brazilian steakhouse for quite a while, so this ought to be fun. So they have a salad bar that goes along with your meat, and there's also some other sides like mashed potatoes, rice, and grilled vegetables. And then they have these little cards. When you're done with the meat, you don't want any more, you just flip it over to red. When you want some more meat, flip it to green. Yes, please.
Thank you.
We tried the Brazilian steakhouse at the hotel across the street, and I have to say we were just a little let down. If you're a meat connoisseur and you just love unseasoned meat, then maybe it's for you. They actually had some sauces that they were supposed to bring out, but they never brought out any sauces for our table. So kind of like Polynesian style meat on a skewer with sauces.
Like chimichurri and different spiced oils and stuff like that.
At least at Ohana at Disney World, the meat is seasoned and they bring you sauces. They did keep bringing the meat out, and then I noticed that all the other tables that had been sitting there longer than us were being served, and we were no longer being served. And they probably did, 4 rounds without serving us, and so we just decided to leave. They just pretty much forgot about us.
I saw they had grilled pineapple with brown sugar on there, and I really wanted that. And they looked at us. And then left.
And my card was flipped over to green. For whatever reason, they just decided to not serve us anymore.
And they also wouldn't refill our drinks.
Yeah, I asked the guy, he came around like 3 times and asked if I wanted more drink, and I told him, yes, please, Diet Coke. And he just kind of served the other tables and never brought my drink. So whatever, it was like, it started out pretty good and then it ended kind of crummy, but it is what it is. We know not to go back to that restaurant.
And we think we saw a hooker.
So we may finish up the day by taking a stroll on the beach, or
I'm taking my shoes off. Or we might just go to bed because we're old.
Yeah. But anyhow, we'll do some things tomorrow. I think we're just gonna have a relaxing day, so may or may not even vlog tomorrow. You have a spa thing going on, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go be pampered at the spa.
Oh, you know what? We might, if it's not raining, we might go check out the Mega store, which is kind of like their Walmart. That might be fun.
And we want to go get our feet ate on by fish.
Right, yeah, we want to do some fish therapy on the feet. So if we do those things, we'll take you along. See you then. Good night.